Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to be here with another video, and this is the first time we've done aggro in a good while now. I think we've done control like the last two videos, and we did mid-range for 3 videos or so, and then we did that Simic build, which is more mid-range anyway. So I think this is the first aggro of Shadows of Innistrad, and this is my Boros humans, and Boros is a combination of the human deck, which I don't really think you see often, because normally people go Azorius, because then you get like the Dauntless River Marshal or Reflector Major Course, which are like some of the most powerful cards we have at the minute, and then or the Ghost Lesnia, so you can get like all the, I don't know, like Nissas and some Blade Elves and stuff like that. But in the end I decided to go Boros, basically because of 2 cards. Iros the Champion, because Double Strike is one of the most scary abilities in my opinion, and then we even get the cheeky land as well, and Needle Spires. And then I decided, let's just blow people out of nowhere. So we are running so much pump spells. We're running 4 Rushal Adrenalines, 4 Titan Strengths, and where are you? 3 Maker's Tans, which is already a pretty spicy build. I mean, it's, if you haven't already worked out the game plan at this point, it's just slam down like a turn 3 Iros Champion, then just go like Titan Strength, Rushal Adrenaline, just win the game. But obviously it's never normally going to work out that way, but I can't decide which one I like better between these two, so I thought why not both. But Rushal Adrenaline is really good with Consul's Lieutenant, and if you get them blocked. Generally, if they got blockers, you want a Rushal Adrenaline, but I mean, they're both really strong pump spells. And then, what else do we have? I mean, it's fairly straightforward. We curve out at Avacyn and Gideon, just because if like, just say we have a game where we don't win, these are like the only cards which could potentially get us out from behind. And then everything else is just kind of gravy. I mean, like I said, it's fairly straightforward. We just like throw out a couple humans, Thalia's Lieutenant, Hanwei Militia Captains, Knight of the White Orca. Like the white humans thing is pretty much as standard as it gets. Like, I don't think I've got a single card in here which they wouldn't run. It's just the pairing with red is where the spice comes from. But, I mean, if you haven't seen the humans deck, it's really another good target for Rushal Adrenaline is this guy when he flips. If he's like a 4/4, he can just be chumped all day, but instead you can actually force the damage to. But like I said, it's fairly straightforward. I think the best thing I ever had was, I think they made a Scion token from a, like, I don't know, like they wiped my board and they had a Scion token for some bold reason. They decided to attack when they were on like 12 life, and then I just activated my land. I can't remember the name of it right now. But it had Vigilance because of Always Watching, and then I just slapped a Titan Strength on it, and that was 6 damage times 2, which equals 12, and they were dead. So that was a sad Scion attack. And apart from that, I mean, it's been a weird streak. I went down to like 15 from 20 wherever I was, and then this deck's brought me back to where we are now, which is, I think we're 21 or 20. I'm not sure. 22. But I like this deck because it punishes the Planeswalkers decks what's it called? It's a good hand. The Planeswalkers decks that get really greedy and then just keep a hand with nothing but like a turn 4, I don't know, Nahiri or something, which is pretty common. But this is a pretty solid build. I mean, we got to go Expedition Envoy, Consul's Lieutenant into Thalia's Lieutenant, and then leftenant, and then I mean, if we draw a second red source, we can burn them out. But I mean, black just tells me he's got Languish most likely. Rancid Rats. I can't say I was expecting that. I still think I'm going to attack because the potential to get Consul's Lieutenant Renowned is pretty good. It's such a bad trade though. But hey, I guess it's a 2-drop for a 1-drop, but I mean he's most likely going to block, but I'd rather have, okay, he's not blocking, that's fair enough. He can get an point of damage this turn if he wants, but the Death Touch is the issue here. It's not going to be an issue for the Consul's Lieutenant, but Thalia's Lieutenant is going to, even with the +1 counter, this thing's going to die. Because I've got playing some sort of ramp deck. We're only running 22 lands, and we've already got a 5th land, so any land in like the other 17 lands are just dead draws right now. Gideon's not a dead draw though. We're just gonna go in for this because he's either gonna have to let my console left-hand get renowned, or he's going to kill my 1-drop with the 2-mana spell. So, and even if he does have the languish this turn, we can follow it with a Gideon and try and get something going there. And so, I mean, hey, if he doesn't have the sweeper, good for us. I mean, we've got the land, we've got the needle spies as well, put some pressure on. So we're not in the worst situation. Has only got 1 black, so looks like he's a bit mana screwed right now. Bit of revelation. He's going to try and dig him out, but this is going to be a big hit this turn. 6 damage if we don't draw a human. I mean, I'm not going to Emblem Gideon yet, but this would almost be lethal if we had an extra land on the field. I mean, with the Firecraft, let's work this out. It's only other creatures, isn't it? Yeah, it's only other attacking creatures. So we're getting 4, 6. That would put him down to 7. So it's not even Firecraft range. So we're not going to Emblem Gideon. And this isn't humans. Yeah, it's White Knights. So we just attack first. You could have a Fog anywhere. And then Gideon's going to put on a lot of pressure, even if he did find the 2nd black, which probably should be checking for. He ditched a Pulse and a Westvale Abbey. So let's put the pressure on. Because like, even if he just goes Languish, he's not likely to have a follow-up, and then we can just kill him with the Exquisite Firecraft. So we're not in a bad situation. 1, 2, 3. You'll have 6 mana, so you need a 2-drop as well as the Languish. Instead it's just a Gilt Leaf. So is he just dead here? He is. No, he's not. Yes, he is dead with the Firecraft. Unless he has Fog, which we're not going to put him on. As a Henry Militia Captain, just on time. Hit you. And then attacking for lethal. I'll just play this one out because it'll take exactly 3 seconds. I mean, that's fairly. I mean, that was more of a humans build rather than any of the spice coming in. He appeared to struggle on the 2nd black, and he didn't have a sweeper, so not much to say. It's a double coin weekend, by the way. That's why I'm just earned 100 coins for 1 match online. But I like this deck. It's called RKO because it can get a win out of nowhere. I know, I'm a genius. I don't know. I built this deck and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Like, I know it's probably better to just stay straight mono white or even just be boring and go Azorius, but I don't know. The Iroh's Champion is a pretty fun card. We were off to play that game as well. Like, I don't know. The more I play Magic, the more I hate not being on the play with the aggro deck. Like, I just almost want to quit the game as soon as I see that my opponent plays first, and it's not a healthy habit to be in, but it tilts me pretty hard. And I don't know why, because it's not the end of the world. Like, right now I'm on the play and I already feel like I've won this game, even though I could like mull down to 1. Speaking of mulligan, oh, this is the worst hand in the world. I can't keep. We've got no creatures. Well, we're not going down to 5. We just pray to God we rip a white source, or this could be a very painful game. But I mean, I'm not going down to 5. I know we don't have any castable cards, but like going down to 5 is not going to help us here. And sometimes you just get screwed over. I mean, we have, what is it, like 13 other white sources in the deck, 55 cards. And we draw a bomb spell. So I want to see if he plays a creature. I'm probably just going to Titan Strength it just to try and dig our way out of this with the scry, and then hopefully we can get a game going. Unfortunately, they don't even play a creature for us, so moment of truth. We are just lucky. Play the Bygone Bishop. If he keeps it, I mean, we go Bygone Bishop, Consul's Lieutenant, and then hopefully he gets ahead of us on land so we can just guarantee we've got all the juice we need. But that was a good rip. These clues eventually, especially if we get extra lands from night, and then these clues will be able to activate and hopefully draw into more gas. Could we see the turn 3 tutelage? It says, okay, looks like we're playing prowess, which honestly I'm pretty fine with. Second Bygone Bishop. I'm gonna play that out, and then just keep getting value, like I said. And then if he does hit his 4th land drop, then we can go knight into Consul's Lieutenant, and then that's a pretty good turn. Not really much else to say. Do I block here is the question if he doesn't play anything. I don't want him really drawing cards, but I mean he's already got 7 cards to our 4, so I mean it's not exactly we're going to win the card advantage game. Although we are making a bunch of clues. What could, I mean, you need to have a red pump spell or a red burn spell, so I mean we're just going to let this go through. Like a Titan Strength would have done it, Twin Bolt would have done it, Fiery Impulse would have done it, and then we'd be losing a Bygone Bishop for no reason. Eventually we'll be able to play leave one of these 2 first strikers behind and then play a Titan Strength or something on it. Which I don't mind playing defensively, seeing as this guy's obviously going to be a faster deck as well. Claustrophobia. You think you would have played that out first main just to get an extra point of damage. I mean, I guess he's trying to bait me out with something, but still. Luckily for us, he did in fact hit his land drop, so that means we're going to hit our land drop this turn. Although, I mean, it's kind of sad. I don't think we have any way to remove that, but make sure I do this right. Knight of the White Orchid. Well, we can't even play out the second Consul's Lieutenant, so looks like we might actually be doing our pump spell trick this turn. Play out the Expedition Envoy and then holding up Titan Strength. That seems pretty good. Got so many clues right now, so I don't mind just blowing my hand on pointless pump spells because we'll be able to replenish it fairly fast, I think. I mean, this is just the power of bishops right here. Like, even if he did have a sweeper, I mean, we could just draw 2 cards each, 2 extra cards a turn until we can pull out some good stuff. And I mean, like I said, I'm absolutely going for this Titan Strength block. See if he plays a pump spell. If he doesn't, I'm fine with that. Twin Bolt. What's he pointing at? Yeah, let's save our guy. Make a stand, absolutely, with this board. We're going to have a really strong turn next turn because I'm going to go make a stand plus Rush of Adrenaline. Hopefully he doesn't have any more removal. He can't attack in this turn unless he does, which he... Is that the one that bounces or taps? It's the tap one, I think. Yeah, it's the tap one. So I mean, maybe we just drop a Consul's Lieutenant now and like crack a clue. That doesn't seem too bad as well. I mean, we're not blocking. He's hitting us for 3, but we're hitting him for 4 on the swing back. I mean, he could have a bunch of pump, but I know I've got a bunch of pump. Almost tempted to crack this clue main phase because then we could hit a land and that gives us maybe a second red. So we'll do it. I'll do it now so we don't get screwed over by priority. No, why would you tap like that? There we go. Hopefully we hit a red source. Instead we hit Rush of Adrenaline. That's pretty bad, which we can't cast. And like I said, Constant Lieutenant plus Rush Adrenaline is pretty spicy, a combo. Because then you get Renown basically for free. I mean, if this guy's running like Boiling Earth, I'm screwed here. Or Radiant Flames for 2, that would be pretty sad. Jace. I don't know. I never got Jace in Prowess decks. I know he like draws the extra cards and stuff, and guess he's good for Search. But even still, I'm not. He doesn't exactly. Like this guy's not going to block with him unless he's going to die in the same turn. I would love to hit a second red here, and then we could just get really aggressive here. Hey. Sometimes you ask a question and then you'll be rewarded. I don't think he's dead here. I think we had the Consul Lieutenant, it'd be close, but okay. See if he has any responses. He doesn't. Our creature's now indestructible. Put on these 2 creatures because I'd rather remove them than the bishop. Actually, I think he may be dead. 5, 10, 13, yeah, he's dead. If he doesn't have an answer. Yeah. Well, like I said, we just flurry out a couple of burn spells. 6 clues on the field, but never got to crack any of them. 24. I don't know, I still think that guy was being a tad too aggressive with his Jesse Thief. I think a 1-3 blocker, which you could potentially pump up to bigger, might have actually held me back a couple of turns. But I mean, at the same time, he was drawing cards and stuff. He was doing exactly what Jesse Thief's meant to do, but hey. Maybe we'll actually draw one of our double strike cards. That would be pretty nice. 3 of them in the deck, plus the 2 lands, which I guess we did have game 1, but we never got to activate. Always Watching as well. I've never drawn an Always Watching apart from that 1 game, and yet I've seen like hundreds and hundreds of hand game militia captains. Keep off the play as well, which means we might actually get value from the knight a little easier. So the question is though, because of that's kind of awkward, because unless we draw another 2-drop, we have the option of just playing this guy out turn 2. And then trying to get value from the knight. It's a question of do we want to get more value from the lieutenant or the knight, because if we play the knight out turn 2, we don't get the extra land, and if we play the lieutenant out, we don't really get any counters. So it's a tough one. Hopefully we just draw like a Consul Lieutenant and it makes a decision for us. Fortunately we do not. I mean, we've already got We've already got 4 lands, so we're not really mana screwed. And then if we go knight next turn into Iros champion, we can make a bunch of double strike and then put some pump spells. So I think the knight is the better play here, because we're not really in the need for land. And the only way this punishes is if we draw like another 2-drop we really want to play out. So we could have went like, if we draw like a Consul Lieutenant, we could have slammed this guy and then being able to play 2 2-drops instead of 1 3-drop. But you know, hopefully the game doesn't fuck us over like that. I mean, we've got the champion plus a Titan strength. That's already good for 10 damage. But then Maker Stand, that's good for 12. I hate Crumbling Vestige because of the priority. It's such a good card, but we're never going to be able to abuse it for a couple more months. Eldrazi Displacer. This might change my plan. I might see if he blocks first and foremost. Unfortunately, I need to play a red spell out. I mean, he shouldn't block. There's no way he should block, and I don't want him to block, but you never know. I mean, I would absolutely take that trade if he did. The problem with that Displacer is that he does have a colorless. He does have a colorless, which means if we start putting a bunch of home spells on the guy, he can just blink it, and we obviously lose out there. I'm assuming we're playing Azorius humans? Yeah, Azorius humans, so... Well, we're going to see who's got the better human deck. Great mirror breaker in this matchup is always watching. I would love to draw one of them. So we could have 4 mana or we could have 3 mana, and we can't replay the champion, so might as well just get a tap land out of the way, I think, and then just drop the lieutenant if we don't draw anything better. And then we could ooh, knight is pretty good here. Thin our deck a bit more. So we have 2 mana, we could potentially have 3. I think I might actually just go for 3 here, because then we can play the lieutenant and hold up Titan Strength, which we could potentially blow him out with, although I doubt we'd be attacking him, but you know. I'm going to do it. We lose out on the double strike combo, but I mean, basically gets us in for more damage. And we have pretty good blockers right now as well. Although, like I said, he can just blink a blocker anytime he wants. So, to be honest, I probably will 2-4 on myself to kill this displacer if I can. I.e., he spends his next turn blinking my knight, and then we can Titan Strength our lieutenant to kill the creature. Which, I mean, like I said, I'm not happy doing, but I'll do it. Because I think... It depends on what he does. We'll wait for him to decide what to do. Who knows, maybe he just plays an Avacyn. Okay, he looks like he's going for the play I thought he was going for. No, he's blinking a Reflector Mage, that makes a lot more sense. I mean, to be honest, it's the same deal, except we can't play the knight next turn, but I mean, we're still going to go for this trade here. I don't like going for this trade, I really don't, but I think I have to, because that Reflector Mage Displacer combos is going to get out of hand pretty fast. If he has it, I mean, just put him on it, see if he has anything. He does have it, fair enough. I mean, to be honest, it's not the worst thing in the world, him having a disperse there. Because, I mean, we're going to get value from the disperse. I mean, from the lieutenant when we play it again. Actually, it's a pretty good turn for us. 4 mana, 5 mana. I think I'm just going to go Iros Champion into Thalia's Lieutenant attack. And then the turn after we can go Gideon plus Knight of White Orchid, depending on what he does. Like I said, unfortunately we have no way to get rid of this Eldrazi Displacer now. But him activating that every turn is taking 3 of his mana, which means he's basically not really going to have many options for like other cards to play. He's down to 11. We've got the better board, although he has the potential. Like if he can remove a couple of our guys here, then we're up against it. Although we're in a position where if he like does do that, we could go the whole Needle Spires into, I don't know, like a top decked Titan Strength or Russia Adrenaline. That could force us through the key points here. Tightening Coils, that's an interesting choice. I'm not afraid to block with it now. It's still a good wall for this Reflector Mage. Has a -3/3. Containment Membrane. Okay, that's a problem. Although, to be honest, it's weird it's a weird choice for me having Reflector Mage plus all these enchantments to target other creatures. Although, I mean, I guess I can't really complain it's doing pretty well. And he sits back with the Reflector Mage. I mean, he can activate the ability. That's probably what he's doing. No, he can't. He doesn't even have the mana. Okay, that was weird for me. Well, 6 mana. Do we just go Knight of White Orchid Gideon? We could go Knight of White Orchid plus Expedition Envoy, and that allows us to attack with our Lieutenant. Plus we could even or we could just go Gideon Emblem here. That's not terrible either. Oh, he left his... Oh, and being an idiot, he left his Reflector Mage behind because they can't attack in. Never mind. It's a tough one. We have 6 mana. We could go Gideon Knight, which isn't a bad turn, but if we do that, unless we make the emblem, the Slallius Lieutenant can't attack in. Or we could go Knight plus Envoy plus Make a Stand, hold up, I guess. Which could be pretty potentially nice. And we can attack in this turn. I think I'm going to just go for that. I mean, it gives us more creatures on the field. And then we still have the pump spell to potentially blow them out with. And now, like I said, he's in the range of the whole Needle Spires plus pump spell trick. If we ever draw that. And I mean, next time we can go Gideon. If we draw land, which is worst case scenario, we can go Gideon into Make a Stand. And that could be the emblem punch through that would win us the game. But you can't feel too confident when they've got a Reflector Mage Eldrazi Displacer combo going on in front of you. Another I don't get this Tightening Calls plus Reflector Mage. But like I said, these are basically 0-3 walls, which is pretty good against this team right now. And if he attacks him, he doesn't attack him. Okay. I think I'm going to go for the Gideon Emblem, Make a Stand. If we go Gideon Emblem plus Make a Stand, that's 8 damage he has to block. And then he does have the Reflector Mage combo up though, to prevent one of the creatures getting in. But I still think it's worth it. Because we'd get him for 4 damage. We couldn't replay the creature, I guess. No, because then he can block and then just bounce it and we get no damage through. Or we could Needle Spires and then Make a Stand. And that would get us in at least, could we? 1, 2, 3, 4. We couldn't do that actually. I don't know. If we make the token, he just bounces at end step, but then next turn we can attack him with Gideon, etc, etc. I don't think we can attack him profitably this turn, so we just Gideon and 0 so he can bounce it. Okay, oh, and that's our attack step, never mind. So he does this end step, and then he kills our token most likely, I'm guessing. And then next turn we can, if he doesn't hold the mana up, then we can attack him with Gideon, or we can just emblem and then make our decision next turn. But if we emblem next turn, we can activate Needle Spires as well. So I think this is the better play. This is really confusing match, and I mean, if I draw Declaration Stone, I just win because I can just kill that Eldrazi Displacer. It's one of our removal spells, Firecraft. We just win. I mean, there's a lot of outs for us here. Avison is pretty good as well. You can keep bouncing it, I guess, but we'll get the indestructibility triggers. Rush of Adrenaline's pretty good as well. Trample if he tries to do that blink thing I was telling you about. It's a tough one. I don't think it can go either way. But even still, I don't understand why you'd be running tightening coils, containment membrane on all your with reflector mage. It just seems bizarre to me. Because I don't think, is it a May ability? No, it's not even a May ability, so they have to return it. But I like this game. This is a great game, I've got to say. I mean, look, we're both taking like 3/4 of our turn on the timer. I've got to say I'm really enjoying this. And you wouldn't expect that in an aggro versus aggro match. We're just going to go for it, I think. With the land, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can actually make a stand as well. So this is it. We're going all in here. I don't think we kill him, but we can, I think, definitely force him to make some tough decisions. Bring you back. And yeah. If we had a rusher gen, we just won here. But I mean, he blocks the double striker, and then the Gideon, and then blinks the Gideon. I mean, we can't even recast the Gideon this turn, but means we're getting for 6 points of damage. He's down to 2, which means he's in Firecraft range now. We have the bigger board. We can't play this Gideon next turn, I don't think. No, we can actually. We can just emblem if we want, or I don't know, it just depends on what he does. Although, I mean, we flooded out. We're not really flooded out, but how much land have we drawn? 1, 2, 3. I can't even count. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. We've drawn 8 land in the top 15 in a deck that's only running 23 lands. But I still wouldn't say we've drawn badly. We just haven't drawn optimally. Play the Abbot out first. He's got a counter spell, that's what that tells us right there. We're gonna come to, I don't even care if we lose. I should have not done that because apparently we froze out the game. I really wanted to see how that played out, but it looks like unfortunately our opponent leaving there on the stack has actually froze the game out. And to be honest, I'm pissed. Because I really would love to see how that played out. And it doesn't look like it's going to connect us back in, but I mean, just say Abbott blinks and hits a land. We could have went Gideon, Emblem, attacking with 2. And then we still don't even win that turn. Damn it, that's disappointing. I really wanted to, like, you even saw I could continue playing rather than leave game because I really want to see how that played out. I mean, judging by my opponent leaving, I'm assuming he's got nothing in hand, and he could have bought himself a turn, and then I guess he was on the top deck game. But I still think we take that one, and I know it's easy to say because my opponent rage quit, but I still think we take that one because even if Abbott blinks, which is pretty unlikely considering how land flooded we are, we could have played the Gideon out, emblemed it. He would have been forced to chump, and then I guess we would have won. So I mean, I don't know, but I think we were ahead. and it's a shame. But we're just gonna end it here, screw it. So, well, I guess we went 3-0 if you count this one. Which, I mean, let me know what you think. But I really think we did have this one. It was a good game either way. Credit to Four Squares. And yeah, so it's Boros Aggro. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.